Hello my friends, welcome. It's good to see you. It's been a little while. Now today I am recording with the Insta360 X5 in 8K. Check the link below for you to be able to find how to best watch this in the best quality, whether you're watching it on your computer, your mobile, maybe even your TV. Not really sure how you can choose that on your TV. Anyway, if you find out, let me know. Today we are testing the new Insta360 Mic Air, which you could just see just here. And I'm walking in Red Rocks here in Wellington, New Zealand. Now, I've just received the Mic Air literally yesterday, made sure it was charged up, the firmware was updated, and yes it was, connected it up to my X5, and now we're having a little listen to see how this sounds. Now I've got the little wind muff on here as well. Although there isn't really a breeze here today, you never know in Wellington, it can come up fairly quickly. And you should be able to hear maybe a little bit of the surf crashing over here as I walk along this track for 10 minutes or so, whilst I talk to you about the Insta360 Mic Air, where I think it fits in the Insta360 audio ecosystem, and how I think that's going in these very, very early days. Now, I know quite a few other YouTubers, creators on different platforms have been using the Mic Air already with their X5s, and even been trying to find it and use it with other devices as well. I saw somebody trying to use it with the X4, saw that the X4 could see it, but couldn't connect to it, just timed out with the connection. Now I know that Insta360 have updated the Ace Pro firmware, the Ace Pro 2 firmware, such that it works with the Mic Air now as well. So I will be testing that out shortly. We'll do a full audio test on my main channel, the Tech Packer. So if you're watching this on the Tech Packer 360, which is where I'm going to post this, make sure you do come to the Tech Packer, and we'll talk a little bit there about the Insta360 Mic Air. You'll see a demo of the various different audio modes, and I'll compare it to other mics as well on there. There was a little bit of rain in the air. Didn't really see that forecast at all, but then a huge load of wind and rain came through last night, which was definitely not forecast. And yeah, a whole load of wind as well. So yeah, it's Wellington and it's autumn, so it's pretty unpredictable. There's a couple of people going to come walking past me here now. Hi. So yeah, the Insta360 Mic Air. Now, what I noticed is there are a couple of things. Firstly, it's a Bluetooth connection. I'll come back to that. You tell me in the comments how you think this sounds as a Bluetooth connection. Does seem like a fairly good one in the very brief tests I did before I came out, but this is a pretty raw test. It's one of the first tests I've done on this, so let me know what you think about that. The second thing that I noticed was that you do get, if you look in the settings, when you connect up the Mic Air onto the X5, in the X5 settings you do have two extra options that you can muck around with. The first one is that there does seem to be a gain control. You can seem to boost the signal from the Mic Air. You can seem to boost the signal from the Mic Air into the X5. And I've just got this set on 0 decibels for now. We'll see how this comes out. I may need to artificially boost this up in post-processing, the audio. I will let you know in the description whether I had to do that or not, so you can check there. The second setting that I noticed that you can tweak and fiddle around with is that you can mix the amount of audio that you're getting from the channel with the Bluetooth Mic Air with other channels of audio that you could be recording using the X5 native mics. So if you wanted to get a little bit more atmospheric sound, like the waves crashing here on the left here next to me, then you would be able to do a mix in camera that you would be, I guess, just kind of gets Not sure whether it's a bit hardwired or whether you can mix it further or change the mix in Insta360 Studio on your computer, possibly even in the app, I'm not sure. Anyway, that's another thing to be aware of and maybe fiddle around with. I may have a play around with that and see where I can get to with that setting. So what are you thinking about the audio so far? And also the image quality of, you know, there's quite a lot of detail here around me with all the sand, the sea, with this big hill that's here right next to me. And also, you know, out into the distance over there with that prominent head of land out there back behind me. I'm using the Insta360 carbon action selfie stick today. I did think about using the 2-in-1, which is my favorite stick, but I just wanted to be just that little bit further away. And it does have a little bit more extension. It's not like, you know, the extended selfie stick, but I just wanted to be that little bit further away for this mic test. And we'll keep going a little bit further. Now, you may have noticed after an initial flurry on this new channel, which is up to 52 subscribers. Thank you, all of you. When I last checked this morning, that I haven't posted much recently. Not since I did the Instaframe simultaneous recording, where I posted the flat video recording on my Tech Packer channel, and then the 360 5.7K video on my Tech Packer 360 channel. Now, the reason for that is, unfortunately, it's really sad news, and I'm gonna have to make sure I keep it together as I'm talking about this, because it still feels very raw. We unfortunately had to say goodbye to our family dog last week. It's a week today that we had to say goodbye to him. In fact, almost to the hour. Not quite. Benji, the best, most perfect dog that a family could ever have. He was my first ever dog. He was our family's first dog, and he was with us. I adopted him when he was 2 years old. He was like a therapy dog for his owner, who passed away of cancer, and the surviving partner was a trucker and couldn't look after him. So he's a Maltese Shih Tzu cross with the most wonderful temperament, and he was just such a lovely dog to our family. But unfortunately, as you know, I was away in the UK. You may not know. If you follow me on my Tech Packer channel, you'll know that. And started not feeling so great, my wife said, from what she could see from his behaviour. And then maybe 2 or 3 days after we'd all got back together as a pack again, he started to go downhill pretty quickly. And when the vet examined him, she was very surprised to find a heart murmur. Was hoping that it was heart disease, which is a weird thing to hope for, but the alternative was worse, and unfortunately it ended up being the alternative. It was quite serious late stage renal disease, which meant there wasn't really a lot that we could do for him. We first initially hoped that he may have a couple of months left, but he would start to go downhill really fast, to the point where he just kind of wasn't eating anymore, no matter what medicines we gave him to help with his nausea or to stimulate his appetite. He just wasn't able to do that. So we had to take the really tough decision to say goodbye to him. He was maybe 3 months shy of his 13th birthday. So he Maltese Shih Tzu crosses are expected to live somewhere between 12 to 15 years. He had a really big cancer scare right in the middle of lockdowns and everything, so it was really difficult, but he had an operation and came through that, and he was just such a beautiful dog. The vet and the nurse had to come around because we decided that we wanted to do it at home, and even the vet and the nurse were crying as he passed away, because he was a favourite of theirs too. everybody who knew him loved him. And we will continue to do that. And I know lots of you have sent me messages on YouTube, but I've not had the time or the capability to reply to all of those. But I wanted to say thank you. Thank you to all of you. And from the bottom of my heart, especially those of you who are going through or coping with similar losses yourself. Because I know a few of you said that to me. And I feel you. I really do. So I was just smiling at the guy who was just smiling at me coming by. That's me catching you up. And I'm wondering what's going on in your life right now. It's going to take us a while to kind of come to terms with that. But you know, it hits us in waves. You know, some days we can be just kind of like getting on with life, and then, you know, I'll be at home and I'll be doing something and I'll expect his nose to poke around the corner of my door whilst I'll be editing or recording or something, just kind of wanting to sit at my feet for a little while. Because for much of the day, me and him were at home by ourselves. And so I really miss him. The house feels really empty without him. Yeah, sorry, it's a little bit sad, but it's real. It's like what's going on in my life at the moment. Well, hopefully you get a good idea of how this mic is working as I was telling you that story. I'll leave it there for now. I think that's plenty good enough for you to get an idea. And I'll see you in the next video. And hopefully I won't leave it so long. All right, take care everyone.